Boatworks Today is sponsored by Total Boat and Alexial Yacht Coatings, as well as supported by the generosity from the beautiful folks over on Patreon. Thank you so much. So welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. My name is Andy with Boatworks Today. In this video, we've got a lot of catching up to do. I've got updates on the building or the addition, the electric, the cement work. I'm sure there's one or two other things that I'm just not remembering right now, but it'll come to me. But first things first, while I still got some daylight, I want to get some cleanup done outside. I don't know what that looked like from here, but from up inside the cab, I thought for sure that thing was going to go right over the top and right down the hill. That was a lot of weight. I'm guessing that's close to probably all about 2,000 pounds. Yeah, a little bit of a pucker moment. All right, so I'm going to be perfectly honest here. This is something I haven't really talked much about, at least publicly here on video. Now, this whole moving process, this has been stressful to, I guess, to put it very, very mildly. Now, setting aside the whole, selling the house and buying this one, and I mean, that's one part of it. The bigger part, or I should say the aspect that's been really looming over my head, was basically the order or the sequence that things had to happen in order for everything to actually work. The short story is that our old house had to sell in order for this to really even get going. I mean, I had a little bit of funds available. We could kind of get some things going, like the tree clearing and that kind of thing. But as far as the bulk expenses, getting the insulation and the wiring and the heating and all that stuff, all of that was contingent on being able to sell the house, our old house in Wisconsin. For the time being, at least for this winter, I'm going to be holding on to the old shop just because I've got enough balls that I'm trying to juggle right now as it is. So the old shop is still going to be there. That was my plan B. Just in case the house didn't sell and I wasn't able to pull it, move forward with this, at least I had some place that I could go back and work out of. So as of right now, we are set to close basically on the 10th, September 10th. Once that happens, then I can go full bore on this. So as far as what's going to be happening with the addition, basically I've come to the realization that it's just not going to be built yet this year. Main reason being, it's just too late in the season. I can't find anybody to do it. Everybody that I've talked to, again, being in a new area, I'm trying to get a feel for, who I really want to have do this project. And there was one name that just kept on coming up over and over and over. So trying to talk with him, and there's just absolutely no way. He's absolutely swamped through the fall, and I believe even through the winter. So I'm working with him now to try and get on his list for first thing in the spring. But in the meantime, we can still get some things prepped. But the gist of what we're looking to do here is we're looking at an addition that's going to come out 20 feet and then go back 30 feet. Now, we looked at a couple different ways of approaching this, and what we landed on as being the best option is we're going to be coming out with a ridge. You know, it's just going to come right underneath that soffit, so we don't have to touch the roof at all on the existing building. But we're going to come out with a ridge, come out this way 20 feet, and then I'll be able to match and then the slope will be going, you know, towards me and then towards the back of the building. Now, because it's going to be going 30 feet deep, which is the same width as this building, we'll be able to match the pitches. So this existing building, this is a 512 pitch. The new addition is also going to be a 512 pitch. Well, this is going to be the dedicated wood shop. I mean, that's all it's going to be is for woodworking. I wanted to be able to have 9 to 10 foot ceiling height in there so that I can be, if I have to swing boards around, I'm not going to be punching holes in the ceiling. So by doing it this way, he said that I'll be able to have, when it's all said and done, the interior ceiling height will be 9'6", give or take, but between that 9 and 10, which is what I was looking for. So very, very happy. I just met with him this morning. Now, it sounds like we are going to build it, availability-wise, he will be able to do it. Now, I don't have any idea what the pricing is going to be. He was talking about the lumber prices have come down considerably. I mean, they're a quarter of what they were even just like 3, 4, 5 months ago. So yeah, as much as I would love to be able to have this in place yet for this winter, you know, it might actually make a lot more sense to hold off, let those prices kind of normalize so that I'm just not overpaying for the basic construction materials. We'll see, I guess. So I've gotten numbers back from the person that I would like to have do the cement work here. And you know, throughout this whole process, I'm going to be very transparent. I'm going to let you know what everything costs, just so that anybody that's following along here can get a better idea. If they're looking at doing something similar along these lines themselves, at least they'll have an idea of, you know, what kind of prices to anticipate. This is going to be a learning curve for me as well. But getting back to the cement work here. Now, again, I just mentioned we were looking at doing a 20 by 30 addition on the side of this building. So obviously that's going to be, you know, the dimensions for the pad. Now this is going to be a 5-inch pad, reinforced with footers all the way around and fully insulated, because I think I am going to be going with in-floor heat on the addition part. Unfortunately, I can't do in-floor heat in here because, well, the cement's already poured. So I'm going to be looking at doing a perimeter baseboard or hot water heat. So it's still going to be running off of a boiler, hot water heat, which is going to be silent. It's nice and comfortable. It's nice dry heat. But so for this side, I'm restricted to having to do baseboard, but over here, I think I am going to be doing, like I said, the in-floor heat. Now, before I tell the price, there's one other part that he's going to be adding in, or that I'm asking him to do. So basically for this winter, the tractor is going to be, unfortunately, it's going to have to be in this building over the winter. So this is what I'm going to be doing all the plowing with. So basically when I'm done plowing, bring it in here, it's going to be full of snow and everything, all that's going to be melting off, so it's got to have some place to go. So in addition to pouring the pad, we're going to be cutting in a channel somewhere in here, put in some type of a catch or a gutter, and then all that is going to go, you know, basically poke out through the side of the building and run to daylight. Between the pad and this bit of a modification inside the existing shop here, this came in right around $14,000, 14 and change. I want to say it's like 14.1. So I don't know if that's you know, a good price or not. It's kind of right about what I was anticipating. I was actually thinking it was going to be a little bit closer to 12, but maybe it would have been without this modification here. Hard to say. But the person that I've been talking to about doing this, very solid reputation. They did all of the cement work here at the house, and that was what, 9-10 years ago, and they did a fantastic job. So the cement work I'm gonna try to get done yet this fall, so that come springtime, everything is just in place and it's ready to go. So whenever the builder has some availability, doesn't matter, that will already be in place and he can start pounding nails and doing the framing and keep this ball rolling. Now, as you can see, there is still some cleanup and some grading that needs to be done, and I'm gonna take care of most of that, but not all of it. I'm gonna get it to about an 80–90% ready, and then the actual final grading and all that, I'm gonna have the cement guy take care of that. But that means I am gonna have to have a few loads of sand brought up here after the cleaning is done, and again, trying to do some general grading here. So I'm actually looking forward to that. That's gonna be kind of fun. So one of the other big wins we've had in the last couple of weeks is right here. And if that's not giving you a clue as far as what we actually have in place, we have power. That's really the only outlet that we have, but one is better than none. So now I've got something that I can start to kind of build off of here. This is just a bunch of extension cords run in here. So this was all pre-existing. I mean, it's just hanging temporary lights, but it's lights. I can actually see what I'm doing in here. So that was actually a big deal. That's kind of like the first of the big steps that needed to happen. We also have the gas run here. That's hooked onto the side of to the back side of the building, kind of back over in that corner there where the boiler is going to be going. So we've got gas, we've got power. We're pretty much ready. Now we just got to close on this house. So as far as the priority or the order of things that I'm going to try and get done here, I need to reach out to an HVAC guy to get all the heating systems in place. But as far as stuff that I'm going to try and manage, all the insulation. I got to get all these walls insulated. I'm going to go with R21, just batten. The spray foam is just, I'm sure it works really, really well. I just can't justify that kind of an expense. So we're going to do R21 in the walls, and depending on where budget falls for the addition, I may or may not then go over top of that with some like 1-inch foam board, and then like 1/2 inch or 5/8, whatever code requires me to do. I'm going to be covering all that with OSB, and then we'll paint it white. I was talking with the builder here, and he just basically finished building a shop for himself, roughly the same size as this. And he's like, just on the ceiling alone, he's like, I went with OSB. He's like, just going with OSB alone was $3 grand less expensive than trying to go with metal coating like I have in the other shop. So you compound that between not just the ceiling, but also the 4 walls. I gotta believe that's gonna add up to a pretty sizable cost difference. So OSB and paint it is. Now, as far as up in the attic here, that is I'm gonna have that all blown in cellulose. That part I personally do not want to do. I have no interest in walking my happy ass across these trusses here. So I am going to be renting a lift so that I can get the OSB up on the ceiling here. And then once that's in place, then I need to get that ball rolling here probably next week then after Labor Day. But try and get a hold of someone, get them lined up for actually coming in and blowing in insulation. I'm guessing 2–3 feet of insulation. I want this thing to be ridiculously well insulated. And then after insulation's in place and the wall coverings are in, then at that point, then I'm going to start working on the actual electric, running the outlets and lights and that kind of thing. Now, one thing that I do want to do, that I did back at the other shop, is I want to have all of the electrical in exposed conduit. I like the way that it looks, but also I like the possibility of being able to make changes. If I need to rerun a new wire for something, you can do that. If it's buried in a wall cavity, it's not so much. So I think that's going to be kind of the faster way to get it done. ain't done, but it's better. I just want to try and get as much of these twigs and rocks and crap out of here. Get that scraped out best I can before I start bringing in loads of sand. So, 1-2 more times out here and I think it'll be about right. So for next week then, it's going to be a very, very hectic and busy week. We've got Labor Day on Monday, and well, at least as of now, tentatively scheduled to close on that Friday, the 10th. And we still got a lot of crap to get out of the house. So that means, Monday, Labor Day, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday, then we're gonna be heading back there to finalize getting all of our junk out of the house. I imagine then Thursday, he'll do a pre-close inspection, just kind of a final walkthrough just before we ink the paper. And then Friday morning is when we ink. So at that point, everything will then be officially done. So because of that, with everything that's got to happen next week, I'm not going to be putting out a video next week. Now, then that following week, hopefully by then, I should have all the insulation and we should start being able to make some pretty rapid progress here on this building. I'm going to be going balls out for the next 2 months. I've got 2 months to get this place buttoned up, heated, insulated, wired, and functional before snow flies. Here where I'm at, winter can set in really anytime after Halloween, and I would rather have it done a little bit early than to not have it done and be kind of screwed. So with that said, I think this is going to be a good spot to close out this video. So as always, I hope you found this interesting. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. There's gonna be a lot of shop stuff happening here over the next couple of months, and as well as getting the Bertram moved here and getting all that work resumed. If you have any questions, comments, please leave those down below. I'll do my best to get back with you, and as always, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Wish me luck, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
This has been a Boatworks Today production.